Okay, you guys are going to create a new My Map, not a Google map, a Google My Map. So you're going to start with your drive, find your drive, not My Maps. You have to find your drive. I don't think I can show you when I open this, but you're going to go to New and go down to More and find Google My Maps. You can also just, okay, I don't think it showed that. The Screencastify thing that I do is stupid because I can't show you what I do in another tab. Anyway, so basically create a new map. You can go to just Google My Maps and then create, and it'll come up and you'll see the one that you did with the group. But now you're creating a new one. So the first thing you're going to do is, we can do a lot of things. First, let's scroll all the way over until you find the Mediterranean Sea. So find the Mediterranean Sea, pause this video until you do everything that I'm doing, and then change your map title. And you're going to change it to Syrian Migrant Map. Or Syrian Migration is probably better. Syrian Migration Map. And the description is going to be tracing the refugees fleeing the war, the civil conflict in civil means it's between like two sides in one country. Like our civil war, it was in one country between two sides. So that's what Syria has turned into. It's actually three sides because there's the Bashar al-Assad presidency versus the opposition, and then Al-Qaeda comes in and decides they're going to take advantage of everything. So it really sucks for them. Okay, so tracing the refugees fleeing the civil conflict in Syria. And you're going to say that. And then you are going to, we're not going to add layers for this one. All we're really going to do is everything I think will come under here. I'm not sure about this, what we're going to do with that name right there for right now. All I really want you to do is as you are watching, you're going to be reading, kind of doing this interactive video, which is in the link below this. You're going to be watching that on another tab. And then when something happens, for example, the first thing you would do is say, okay, there's a war in Syria. Find Syria on the map, drop a pin there, right there. Change it to Civil War because that's where our focus is. And if you want to be all fancy, you can change the styles here, put icons in of things going on. There are so many more that you can just scroll down and do. A lot of people like the custom stuff. You could actually look up a flag of Syria under a Google search on that. You will figure it out faster than I will, I promise. You always do. And anyway, you don't need to go like too crazy, but just make sure that you are, you may want to actually, one of the things that I think is important when you're labeling a map is finding a picture of what's going on. Now, obviously this is wartime and it's really disturbing, but there should be some images that you can find on image URL, I guess is the best place. Nope. Photos. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I just want a Google search of photos. Google, there it is. It's under more. I don't know what it's going to be under yours. It's a little bit different, the formatting. So Google image search, and you can search, war in Syria. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm a little bit scared to click this. But there's some pretty horrible pictures. I mean, things are pretty awful there. So anyway, find one that's appropriate, please. Don't go get graphic and disturbing because it's upsetting. So anyway, find what you need to there. And basically when you're done with that, the picture all disappears. It's only going to come on when I highlight it. But now you'll notice it turned into a little list. Then you're going to make a line, click your line, add a line, and you're going to do just like, actually, I don't know that you've done lines before, but as you watch this interactive video, you are going to be tracing various migrants in their journey. So you could start in one place, they might go to Turkey, then they start walking across, then they go to the coast and they get on a boat, and they end up on an island there. And that might be the end of their journey, actually. I think if you double click it, it ends. So that might be, you know, migrant one. Migrant number 1 or number 2. I don't think they give them names in this, but then just explain what happened to them right here in the little box. And, you know, you don't need to necessarily find images for the line part, but that would be, you know, one journey. But you do want to kind of document what's happening here in that spot. Okay, so that's what that would look like. Eventually, some of them do get to Europe. Zoom out a little bit. You want to kind of see it like that. You do know that the other thing that you can do, if there's like a shape you want to make, let me get out of that. You can use a line to make a shape. I just want to show you this while I'm in here. For example, if something happens and maybe one of their boats sinks and all these people die, it happened so often, it was really horrible. If you want to make a shape, all I'm doing is taking a line and clicking it as I go around. And you should pause this video right now and just go back and practice the techniques if you didn't get it down in the last MyLab. When you click the last dot, it's going to turn into a polygon, and that is a shape. And you will write what happened there, whatever the title is. Boats sinking, and you can describe it again. And if you want to, find a picture. But again, this is a pretty difficult time. So just make sure you're being sensitive. So you can also shade that in, sorry. You can shade the color here. You can also look at what happens when you do this and you make it darker and lighter. You know, it's kind of nice to see the wording in the background. So I keep it kind of light. But you can also change the border of what's going on by moving that across. So you can see the line getting smaller and larger. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing there. Just don't leave it as polygon 3. Make sure you're putting a title on the ones that you're doing. So actually, you're going to have a list down here of all these things going on. So you may as well title this, I don't know, same thing, basically. This is, maybe we should have titled this whole thing as a migration map. That's actually a better idea. Because that way we can go back to it, not just for Syria. Let's make this whole layer. This is going to be your layer, and we're going to title it the Syrian migration map. Okay, let's do that. This is going to be a layer instead. Syria, not serial, Syria migration map. Save that. And now let's actually go back and change the whole title to just chapter 3. Actually, we'll just call it migration map. That's good enough. We don't need chapter 3, that's boring, and you might end up publishing this. So instead in the description, we're going to put, you know, documenting the plight of migrants. It doesn't need to be very long. So that's what we're doing. And that's all you really need to do. By the end of this lesson, I'll see like what you read based on where you went on your little map. And you should finish this by the end of class. I'm going to put the link for the video you'll be using for this right underneath. Okay? Bye.